Very well said, Becky. What else would we like to say? That is correct. What's my
It's good to be back on YouTube with my wife to help her unveil her new book, Zero Sugar, 1 Month. Now, the publication date for this book is January 2nd, but it is available for pre-sale on Amazon right now. So go buy the book this week. If we get a surge in sales on Amazon, the way their algorithm works, it kind of raises it up in the search results, and then we get more eyeballs on it. That's going to help more people. This is a great way to start the new year.
All right. Well, thank you for being here to help me with the launch of my second book. I don't know if people are here to see about the book or to see about you. If you don't know who my husband is, we had a YouTube channel for a couple of years, number of years actually. 2021, you got a diagnosis of throat cancer caused by the HPV virus, and with thousands, literally, of prayers. Thank you all so much. Skilled surgeons, incredible nursing staff. We have been blessed to put that chapter behind us.
Way back there.
Yes, life's journeys.
So here we are today, sitting with a book that would be highly unlikely if you went back to kind of the beginnings of our marriage.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, really unlikely.
Yeah.
And not just to throw you under the bus. You were kind of an M&M, peanut M&M, whatever. I was a pizza and Pop-Tart guy.
Yeah.
But one of the things I remember was that we would often have a bowl that we would just empty a bag of, a big bag, family-sized bag of M&Ms in.
Sure.
And then, you just walk by it as the day goes on, you grab a few, and you don't even think about it, and you can't even remember later that you even had them, right? But the funny thing is, you get down to the 2 or 3 M&Ms left in there, and nobody would take that last M&M.
No.
It was like that, just like the most horrible thing you could do to take the last M&M from the other person.
Yeah.
So finally, somebody throw up their hands, grab it, and then we go get another bag of M&Ms and dump it in there.
Yeah. Well, so we laugh about it, right? But I mean, in reality, living back in those days, it dictated my life. Sugar dictated my life. It was always a part of my meals. My thoughts were there. I would justify it. Everybody eats sugar. It's not really the problem. This is the problem, and of course, it was. And today, that's all gone. I mean, those types of foods aren't even on my radar anymore. And I can go to a birthday party, I can have a piece of cake, or I can not have a piece of cake, and it doesn't matter either way.
So it's one thing to say sugar's bad for you, refined carbs are bad for you, and you should get those out of your life, and here's how to do it.
Yeah.
But the real question is, how do I get myself to do it?
Yeah.
I mean, when these foods are everywhere, and everyone that I'm around every day is eating, sugars and refined carbs.
Yeah. Well, and that's the heart of the book, right? I want people to get that true freedom of, how to get yourself to do it, right? So there is the how-to in the book. So it's the how to get yourself off sugar, the sugar-free tools, all of that, which is very important. But it goes beyond that to the how to get myself to do it. That is where the true freedom comes from. We're talking about how it's everywhere and everybody's eating it, and those are all cues. And cues are the entryway into our habit loops. So habit loops are made up of cues, there's a response, and then there's a reward, and then we repeat, right? So for instance, you have a favorite store, you walk up to the counter, you grab a candy bar, you eat it, you get a temporary little relief from your day, right? So the cash register is the cue, the candy bar is the response, and the reward comes when you have just a feeling of relaxation, right? So you do that one time, your brain kind of registers it, but lets it go. No harm, no foul, right? You do that 5 or 6 times in a row. Now you've created a habit. Now you've kind of picked a fight with yourself, because it's going to be hard when you walk up to that cash register not to pick up the candy bar. In fact, if you had a brain scan on at that time, just walking up to the checkout would be enough to get the brain to say, boom, 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 here comes that reward. So the goal of the book is to get us to break those habits or replace the ones that are unwanted so that we can live comfortably in this crazy sugar-filled world without sugar, eating better. It just feels more comfortable. And anybody can do that, but it takes practice, and that practice has to be consistent. And that's what the book does. It keeps you consistent.
Right. So we're talking consistent effort day after day, and that's what's going to break those unwanted habits.
Yeah, and the cues go beyond just a candy bar, right? So we have habitual patterns for everything. So we even have habitual patterns for starting and stopping a diet that we probably don't even know that we're going into. So there's some kind of cue, right? We step on the scale and we see a certain number that we don't like. We get a snide comment or a sideways look, and now we're going down toward the response. And that response might be, enough is enough. You start to feel empowered. You clean out your house for junk foods. You get healthy foods into the house. Those are all good things, and they feel good, and that's your reward. And if you stay there, you're golden. But the problem is, this is all below our conscious level, right? We don't even know we're acting this out. So when another cue comes into our life that might take us down a more destructive path, we follow that as well. So that might look like your buddies after work go, hey, we're all going out for pizza. Come join us. Or, it's so-and-so's birthday, and hey, you're invited over for birthday cake. So now your response to that is, oh no, how do I do this with my diet? Oh, it stinks to be on a diet. It's unfair. I shouldn't even have to. Shouldn't I be able to enjoy myself? And there your brain races off. It is off to the races. You drop the reins way back here, and it's just taking you down the path. And that path, a lot of times, will end up with 3 pieces of pizza and 2 pieces of birthday cake.
Right. So we're losing focus on the long-term goal, but yet we're focusing on that discomfort.
Yeah. And the thing about discomfort is that it's uncomfortable, right? So we want to break that. So in that scenario I just gave, right, we give in and we give ourselves that relief by having that piece of cake. But what we don't realize what we just did was we just completed the habit loop. And what happens, we're destined to go right back on that, and the discomfort's going to come back again.
We both moved through that, and we love the way we eat now.
Yeah, and anyone else can as well. We can do it, you can do it, right? But it takes practice. That practice has to be consistent. And that is what the book does. And the book is 0 Sugar 1 month, right? To be honest, anyone can be forced or force themselves to go without sugar for 1 month. In the book, I actually share a report from Joe Piazza, who wrote a book called Celebrity Inc., How Celebrities Make Their Money. And in there, she noted that diet endorsers, like celebrity diet endorsers, earn $33,000 for every pound they lose.
I'm in for that one.
Yeah, right? I mean, who's not, right? So you dangle that kind of trophy in front of you, you're going to find a way to get it done. Yeah. Unfortunate truth number 1, that's probably an offer that's not coming our way. And spoiler alert, it's probably not coming your way either. Unfortunate reality number 2 is those types of external motivators, they stop working as soon as they're over. They don't do anything to help you to comfortably live in this world and eat in a healthy way. In fact, they work in the opposite way because they will increase cravings because you cannot wait until it's over. So you can jump in your car, right? And you can drive through the Dairy Queen drive-through on the way to cash in your check. Now, the fortunate reality is that true motivation, it is inside of each and every one of us. It's in us right now. You just need something to pull it to the surface. And that is the goal of the book, because it's helping you to dissolve these habit loops and create small wins.
So habit loop, this is what you had talked about earlier. This is the cue, response, reward cycle.
Yeah, and the cues, Some of them we have control over. Some of them we can take care of, right? So if the bag of M&Ms is bothering you, well, you take that jar and you move it off of your counter, and now you've disrupted the habit loop, and that will dissolve away for you, right? Other cues we don't have control over. So if the McDonald's down the road is your cue and you just cannot keep yourself from stopping by for a French fries or whatever, you can walk down to the McDonald's and kindly say to the owner, could you please move your establishment? And they're probably not going to do that. So the book helps in those instances you to change your response to the cues.
So the book is written in a really non-threatening way. You have kind of storytelling that goes along with it to kind of help kind of set that in. And each day has there's a goal so you can get a small win. And also you have like a progress calendar that you get to check off, and that's another small win.
Yeah, so I should explain. So the book has two parts to it. So the first part is that how-to, the sugar-free goals. The second part is 30 daily guides, and that is where you get the focus and the motivation and these small wins. And in those 30 daily guides, I use a lot of stories because stories help the ideas stick in your brain. To give an example, one of the days I talk about how we get stuck in our comfort zones, and I might be dating us by using this example, but back in the day, right, there was a fictional television family called the Beverly Hillbillies, and it was this TV show about this impoverished family, and they were dirt poor until the patriarch of the family, Jed Clampett, struck oil on his land. So they were abundant beyond belief, right? And so I actually included a portion of the script from one of their very first TV shows, and it was a conversation between Jed and Aunt Pearl. And he says, Pearl, what do you think? Do you think I ought to move? And Pearl goes, Jed, what are you talking about? You live on the outskirts of town. Your house is overridden by critters. Your bathroom is 50 feet from the door. And you say, should I move? And Jed thinks, and he goes, you're right. Man would be a dang fool to give up all this. And, he had everything he needed for all the comforts of life, but he was so stuck in his comfort zone that he couldn't even see them. And that's what we do. We have everything we need for this freedom. But because we don't get ourselves out of those habit loops, we just default to what's known.
So, and talk just a little bit about how small wins are kind of make up part of this book.
Right. So after the stories and each of the 30 guides, there's an actionable step, and then there's also a progress calendar. So the actionable steps are very doable, and the progress calendar is an opportunity to mark down that you were successful. Those are considered small wins. And in habit science reform, small wins are very important for creating long-term habits because they're essentially doable victories that build your belief that I truly can do this. I can live like this comfortably.
And whether you just want to get healthy, get sugar out of your life, or you just want to be a little bit more comfortable, this book is going to help you do that.
Absolutely. So whatever your goal is, if you want to give up sugar completely, or if you want to be able to live comfortably and have a piece of cake or not have a piece of cake, whatever that goal is, and also whatever your eating style. Sugar, refined carbs are not doing any of us any good, whether you prefer a vegetarian diet or a keto diet. So I made the book inclusive for all of those different eating styles.
Okay. So go buy this book. It's going to be on sale. It's on pre-sale right now on Amazon. And you can go on there and pre-order it. Write your order number down, come back to our website, because between now, which is December 26th, and next week, which is January 2nd, when the book is actually published, we've got 1 week. Becky has put together a free list and recipes of 6 of our absolute favorite recipes.
Yeah. Yeah, I call it the low carb comfort food collection, right? So it is some recipes that I've been kind of keeping in my back pocket because I knew this event was coming up. But they are truly part of how we eat sugar-free and eat wonderfully. So listen, if you would, I would appreciate if you go today and pre-order the book. Just go over to Amazon. They'll give you an order number. You can go right over to Dr. Becky Fitness, and there'll be a banner there. We'll make it very easy for you to find how to get the recipes. Or if you want to just bypass all that, just open up the description area below this video, and that will show you everything to do. And thank you so much for watching through to the end of this video. Thank you for being here with me, and thank you for all of your support throughout the years. Having written my second book is beyond any expectations, and I truly hope this is a blessing in your lives. All right.
Very proud of you.
Thank you. Have a great day.